The Coin Lady channel is pleased to have you back. When the SEC went after Ripple and XRP holders, it was the beginning of the campaign against crypto, you know. There had, of course, been early attacks against cryptocurrency. However, I believe that was the turning point when things got really heated. Even as early as a few years ago, it was abundantly obvious that the government's targets in the crypto space weren't isolated incidents, rather, a mission to destroy the entire crypto asset class had been established. That was something that a few politicians and bureaucrats desired. Now listen up. We've weathered the worst of the SEC attack and the current administration's assault on crypto. And let me tell you something. For the first time, and you'll understand why I'm saying this, you're going to love this video. To all who support cryptocurrency, an Indian appears for the first time, though it is still far off in the distance. Regardless of how long it takes. However, the way forward is clear. Circumstances have transformed at a rapid pace. I have been stating this for what seems like an eternity, and the reasons are very clear. The thing is, it's finally starting to materialize. It is true that there is no specific group of people that are opposed to cryptocurrency. Some individuals are against cryptocurrency, but that's only because they are complete dimwits and have no idea what they are talking about. These things do in fact exist. Is cryptocurrency really a problem with voting? Are they going to be driven to do that? All the way to the polling place? Ballot box? No way, that's a given. However, is there a segment of the population that supports cryptocurrency? Yes. Sure thing. I see myself as a component of that. The great majority of you probably do, too. There has been a shift. And I'll be honest, we've got to touch on some politics, but only as it relates to cryptocurrency and the financial sector. Just so you know, that isn't a political YouTube channel. Regardless of your political leanings, it will never be acceptable. I could care less. Everyone can be a buddy here. This is not going to be an opportunity for me to air my political views. Beyond that, though, it would be about cryptocurrency and the financial sector in particular, as that is my job description. I will discuss it if politicians want to barge into my room. However, that's my limit. You won't believe the extent to which Donald Trump has gone crypto crazy until you hear what he has said. He has finally acknowledged this massive voting bloc about which I have been harping for what seems like an eternity. In case you forgot, here is a tiny table arrangement to serve as a fast reminder. This is the May 16th headline from Blockworks. The Senate has decided to repeal SAP 121. In an assault on cryptocurrency, the SEC enacted SAP 121, which effectively rendered financial institutions unable to custody crypto at this very moment. This is so out of the ordinary that it necessitates an accounting bulletin, which is the usual procedure for obtaining something of this kind, sir. And that's why it was that many lawmakers in Congress warned that something of this scale violates the law, and that the correct course of action should be taken, but they did neither. First, the House voted to repeal SAP 121, a law that is seen as anti-crypto. Incredible as it may seem, the Senate also voted to dismantle it. President Biden threatened to reject the measure if it reached his desk on May 8, the day before we learned its final tally. However, the administration has been visibly panicked ever since. Their stance on cryptocurrency is clearly beginning to soften, in my opinion. That means he still has the power to veto it. Nonetheless, he committed to doing so. On the other hand, I believe they are starting to see that this is hurting their popularity. Moreover, the surveys are showing that the present administration is not looking good in the United States polls, which is an election year. Additionally, the Senate has approved a bill that the House has passed regulating cryptocurrency. That makes May 23rd. During that period, I dealt with this. So, let's see what happens after it passes the House. Another item to consider is if this would also be subject to a veto. Surprisingly, and this is why I mentioned that Biden seemed to be softening on his anti-crypto stances, I'll paraphrase, but he said he would try to pass crypto legislation, and that he wouldn't veto this particular bill, when I brought this up. On the other hand, he would not veto this one. Because it doesn't matter. His sudden change of heart is to blame. As soon as the administration realized, oh my, we're in trouble, he performed a complete about-face. It is simply that. According to the direction the political winds are blowing. Whatever will help him immensely in his bid for re-election. That is, in fact, the case. Plus, this is the Daily Huddle headline, Elizabeth Warren and the anti-crypto lobby are losing the fight, says the former head of the CFTC. So, take a look. So, allow me to share a quote with you. It is my intention to read the entire article. John Carlo is the subject of their conversation. Yes, the former chairman of the CFTC, Christopher John Carlo. He went on to say that conventional banks would probably support the move for the measure to be vetoed by the White House. This is the FIT21 bill that I mentioned earlier. According to him, the passage of SB 121 reversal indicates that the Elizabeth Warren wing is just the tip of the iceberg. Even though some banks may be reluctant to digital asset innovation, being forced to reserve 100% of their holdings effectively means that banks cannot participate in this new market. In my opinion, that's where the rejection of it lies. The White House has the option to veto this, but I believe it would place them in an increasingly difficult position in comparison to the current state of affairs and the rate of innovation. For a very long time, it has been the most logical conclusion to draw. It has been blatantly clear. For some reason, I've always assumed that all we need to worry about is the time it takes to reach our destination. The tides have altered, my friends, and you can see it. And check this out. Previously, I voiced my disapproval of the Trump administration's stance on cryptocurrency. While his opposition to cryptocurrency is evident, it is not quite as extreme as Biden's. The entire day could be smashed to smithereens if we wanted to. We can argue in the comments section about whether Donald Trump really has distinct views on cryptocurrency or not. I can tell you that he has singled out a certain vote bloc. As for his pro-crypto statements, I think he will, generally speaking, follow through with them. We can probably figure it out. Maybe it won't put the US currency at too much risk, or maybe he actually did learn something. The point is, though, that what he's saying is spot on. Think about all the misery he'll face if he doesn't do most of these things. It would be a significant amount, I suppose. See what he has been saying about this here. Reason being, I prefer not to dwell on political topics too much on this channel. You likely care about this because of its relevance to crypto in this context. Stay away from any event that takes place in the world's biggest capital market. The United States has an effect on everyone, regardless of where they are located. So you should care. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you should, at the very least, act like you're involved in the cryptocurrency market, correct? Donald Trump says the United States will not be satisfied with a second-place finish in the cryptocurrency business. This is the headline from Cointelegraph. Plus, I won't be reading the lengthy piece here. What they were referring to, though, is this. Right here on his social networking site, Truth, you may find the following post. And here it is from Donald Trump. This is what everyone has been talking about on social media, because of your recent post. When it comes to cryptocurrencies and everything associated with it, I have nothing but good things to say. It is imperative that our nation takes the lead in this arena. The video concludes with that. As always, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe and leave a comment with your opinions. Coming up shortly, farewell.